Hi, welcome to Paranormal Kativity. Have you guys ever heard of Skinwalker Ranch? So skinwalkers are something from Native American lore, and basically it's a form of shapeshifter. And there's a lot of different theories as to what these things actually could be. A lot of people think they're either other dimensional creatures or aliens. Skinwalker Ranch is about 480 acres and it's located southeast of Ballard, Utah. Now this site for years was avoided by people because the Native Americans knew that that land belonged to the Skinwalkers. Since then, it had been purchased and settled in. People even tried to farm there. After this family purchased this land and started cultivating it, bringing in animals, farming it, and living there, a lot of activity has happened there, enough to where there's even people who refer to Skinwalker Ranch as UFO Ranch. There's been tons of books and different things created about this area. There was so much activity and it varied so widely. As scary as it is, I want to go so bad. So some of the things that people have experienced in this area are Bigfoot-like creatures, crop circles, glowing orbs, poltergeist activity, animal mutilation, which already is terrifying and fascinating. There are stories of invisible objects emitting destructive electromagnetic field, and of course, since it has the other title of being UFO Ranch, a ton of UFO sightings. Teleportation, and what I mean by that is I actually heard a story where this guy's cattle were there 1 second and when he came back they were inside this storage thing that hadn't been used in years and the door was like sealed shut because it was so old, and when they finally did open the door to it there were cobwebs everywhere, like the door hadn't been opened in ages, and there were 4 cows stacked just right next to each other in a daze right inside there, and as soon as he'd had the door open, just a few seconds, they snapped out of it and started freaking out. And according to this guy, you couldn't even get 1 or 2 of them in there without them flipping out, let alone 4 of them within a matter of seconds of him just seeing them. There's a story of the bulletproof wolf, and what that is this guy's family saw this giant wolf. The back of it was up to their windows inside the house, and they went outside, and at first it just acted like a dog. It would come up and like sniff them and be nice to them. Then it started to go over toward their animals and it started trying to hurt them, and it would stick its head through the fence and start pulling the animal into the fence, trying to pull it through so it could eat it. They start beating the wolf with whatever they have with him. It doesn't stop. So the guy, since he lives out in the middle of nowhere pretty much with his farm, he's a very experienced hunter, has weapons, and he gets out his gun. He's pretty close range to this wolf. He shoots it multiple times, and at first it doesn't stop what it's doing. Then it stops and just stares at him. And it's after this thing is shot repeatedly that they even see any blood at all. It looked like it just wasn't even getting hurt. And then once it did get hurt, and it eventually left, it left the smell of rotting flesh behind. It's pretty gross. There's an instance of seeing giant red eyes, 3 foot across, eyeballs, up in the top of a tree, where it looked like there was just this giant being hiding in a tree. Opened its red eyes, closed them, gone. And they'd seen footprints underneath of it that were massive. No creature was ever found. Now I first heard about this through a radio show that the recording of is on YouTube. I'm gonna look, and if it's still up, I will link it below because it was so freaking fascinating. My favorite part of this story is the fact that all of the things happening there are so widely varied. Where else in the world are you going to get such variety in the paranormal activity that you're experiencing? It's just super crazy to me. So have you guys ever heard of Skinwalker Ranch? I don't think it's anything you can go visit. If somehow there was a way that I could, I would, for sure, in a heartbeat. I hope you all liked hearing about it. I hope you have just the best day ever. I'll talk to you next time. Bye!